Hello everybody, my name is Troublemaker. This is Wargame Red Dragon Beta, and we're doing the British units. These are all in beta, but this is the units they will have available. In the logistics, we have our links. Command helicopter, nothing too special. Sultan, that's old, we're not interested in that. FE warrior, it's cool, but once again, it's old. Command chieftain, god that's badass, but that's something we've seen before. How about the chapters of Recon infantry? Well, these are quite different. And right now they don't have a real official name yet, or maybe this will become the name. It's called HQ section right now. I'm not sure if they're going to go and choose a different name for that, but that's what we have right now. And they can be flown in through a nice amount of vehicles. Now, one thing that a lot of people are doing is getting a command infantry in a helicopter and flying it to a weird point, landing the helicopter, dropping the infantry out, and having them stage in that area. It's a really cool tactic. With air units though, it's risky, but it's a cool tactic regardless. And so these are all just mostly standard from the game, other than of course our HQ section. Looking at our infantry, we have our Fusiliers, which again, normal. Same guys we had before. They look a little bit nicer, but normal. More Fusiliers, lots of Fusiliers, with lots of variants. Now here's one thing that we have has changed. The FB 510 Warrior era new tank. I'm pretty sure it's a prototype. Only available to the British. Or actually not the British, sorry, the Commonwealth forces. And yeah. Now we have our Gurkhas. I can't remember if the Gurkhas are actually in the game or not before, but you can see they do have some nice face paint on, so they have some kind of differences here. And we have a nice crusty vehicle frame, the Stalwart. Not as many options. I'm pretty sure the Gurkhas are not in the game right now. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost certain there's no Gurkhas in the game. Law blowpipes, these of course are anti-air infantry. One guy carries it on his back, the other guy has the machine gun and defends him as a two-man squad. And lots of options here for the British. They have tons of options for deploying their infantry. Saxon, that's a new vehicle, I believe. Yes, a new option for the British. All of these, of course, are handcrafted by a computer. And we have our anti-tank infantry, very similar to the anti-air. One guy has the anti-tank weapon on his back, the other one just has machine gun. They're all two-man squads. And the Milan variant is, you know, already in the game. And so are basically all these units, except for, once again, that Saxon, totally brand new. Looking at the paratroopers, these are already in the game. They got their nice little French berets on, because these are the paratroopers, which are actually British. They're not French at all. But they do have this, you know, style hat on. It's tradition. Royal Marines, not a new unit. The Buffalo 4, however, back here is a new vehicle. So that's kind of cool. And it does have a Browning on it, so it's going to be kind of a mock vehicle, something we've already seen before. You know, kind of like this Stormer, but not quite. So going to the Royal Marines, once again, great options here for numbers of vehicles and how you can deploy these people. SAS will only be available in the Puma. Now note the guy here has a beard, and there's nobody in this SAS squad with a beard currently, so somebody at UGen Systems really needs to step this up. Get a beard on the SAS. You can't have a bearded SAS fellow without one having it. The SAS, of course, is British Special Forces. They're the elite of the elite, and these are a squad that's designed for going behind enemy lines and taking out vehicles. They have a single rocket launcher pack guy. Where is he? I can't seem to find him. Maybe they all have rocket launchers. That would be crazy, but I don't think that's true. But one of these guys will have a rocket launcher. That's true. Now our new unit, the Territorials. The British Territorials, a 5-point infantry, only available to be deployed in a single Saracen, and have, you know, crappy gun, crappy rockets, but they're cheap. 5 points. This is something the British hasn't really had. All of their infantry are quite expensive. 10 and 20-point infantry. Moving on to our support vehicles, we have our FB432, nothing new there. Our Abbott, that's another artillery we've had from European Escalation. The AS-90, I'm pretty sure we've had this one for a while too, actually. The Falcon, you know, this is a anti-air, anti-infantry type vehicle. We got our marksman, once again, anti-air. with a little bit of entry vehicle. Definitely for helicopters. Look at that great range. Even airplanes has a great range on this thing. I wouldn't be surprised if the cheaper marksman, which is completely new, becomes just a standard for everyone, because these numbers are just really good, these range numbers. If you could stack a ton of these guys, that would be phenomenal, especially at 45 points a pop. And we have the Challenger Marksman, which is the same thing, except it has a Challenger body and, you know, basically the same range. Slightly armored Marksman. This is going to be an awesome new unit. I can't wait to try this out. This is our artillery unit again. It's more classic designed, but it's brand new. Kind of units that get fielded in the Red Dragon area. Now we have our MLRS. That's a carryover. And here's our Stormer again. Work in progress. Totally new unit, these Stormers. This one seems like it's going to be purely AT though. 29. Oh, sorry. AA. Ha 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 ha. AA and AT. It's going to be a hybrid, apparently. 3,000 range on helicopters, 2,300 range on airplanes, 2,100 on ground. So this will be one of these like lookout units. It's 60 points. It's kind of similar to the ADATs for the Canadian deck, but it's cheap. So maybe people will use this. I don't know. Compare this to Track Rapier. Has roughly the same stats, 20 points less. Maybe people will go with the Track Rapier. And then we have the FSA Track Rapier, which is, you know, we know this, we've seen this, it's awesome, but whatever. Moving on to our British tank line, which is always exciting. We have the Challenger line, which is not new. Nothing new with the Challenger line. You know, the Challenger 2, I'm almost certain is kind of new. It's definitely looking pretty cool, regardless. It's got the desert camouflage, which is always awesome. Our Chieftains. These are your cheaper line of tanks. They're light tanks, they're scout tanks, they're not really recon tanks, but they're definitely some good fodder. And of course, our Scorpion, lightest possible tank. You know, hopefully this finds a niche role, but I can't imagine it possibly finding one. It didn't find one in Red Dragon, or sorry, Airland Battle. So for our recons, we have our Scorpion, which is, you know, it's a recon vehicle. Our Scimitar, which is another one that destroys light vehicles. Our Ferret, which appears to be a brand new one. Ooh. Look at this. And it's anti-infantry, which makes it pretty damn good. And here's a better Ferret. It has a rocket on it, which is going to be sick. Imagine something with recon ability and shoots rockets. That's crazy. The Fox is old. We've seen that. We have our two Gazelles. The Gazelle and the Gazelle Schneb. Has the Schneb rocket pods. And had a moderate amount of use. Now, low amount of ammunition, unfortunate. Basically like one volley and he's dead. As far as infantry goes, we have our Green Jackets. These are going to be our recon. And they can be deployed in a nice number of vehicles, actually. Including our Lynx H7 with rocket pods. The Rover Pinky is hello. Just me and my British friend. It feels as though there should be another person here, don't you think? Am I wrong here? Maybe a three-man team. Someone running this gun here, and somebody running this gun here. Because right now, it's just this one dude here. And he is... you know, he's just the driver. He can't run all these guns. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? And here we go. Finally, our SBS, which I've basically never heard of. So I have very little data on these guys. They are a recon team. They do have some rockets. They have the... Oh! And they can only be deployed using a Puma HC-1. Which feels new to me. In terms of the vehicles, we have the Buffalo, which, you know, it looks pretty damn, you know, aquatic, as that's how I say. Brand new vehicle, 5 points, pretty cool. Only has a Browning cannon on it. It's an anti-infantry vehicle. We'll see how it gets used later on. The Stormer, once again, looking pretty aquatic looking. 10-point vehicle, only anti-infantry. It's a carrier, it'll get used. Centurion Abra, that's old, but it still has these pretty badass anti-infantry rounds. Just toasts infantry pretty easily, as well as can do a bit of damage to the tank lines as well. Striker's an AT weapon with their swing fire. You know, nobody uses these. The Spartan, another anti-infantry vehicle. The FV, another anti-infantry vehicle. The Raritan, this guy here. has a light gun and a gun. So the idea here is that if you're both using vehicles with infantry, the Raritan will come out on top because he'll be able to kill off the enemy vehicle while gunning down the infantry as well. It's a niche, but it works. These are basically never used. This is a brand new one though, and I don't think it'll get used too much, the FP Warrior era. Just because it only really has this autocannon, which is good, but I mean, you know, the cult of the autocannon is not that strong anymore. And same thing here, just a little main gun. I don't think it'll find a niche. The Saladin. We got our Pinsgauer, which is just a vehicle for infantry, 5 points. Our River Wombat, this is an old vehicle, it's AT, and then our Rover Milan, same basic concept. You throw them in the woods, they fire, they forget about it. And here's one of our new ones, the Saxon. Carries a lot of infantry, we've talked about that already. There's a mounted gun on top, and some sort of cage here. I did a little bit of work in construction, and we usually keep all our engine parts here, so possibly some exposed engine parts here. We'll have to see how that works out. And our Stalwart, of course, is standard. 5-point infantry, carries infantry and stuff. Not too many helicopters here. We have our Lynx AH-1, our Lynx AH-7, our Lynx Ito, great AT vehicle. Then we have the TOW 2s being strapped on this bad boy, the Lynx AH-7. Our brand new Lynx 3, though, is oh so sexy. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. God! Ooh. I'm almost drooling. Our Lynx AH-7 20mm. And the Puma HCL, which is an anti-infantry helicopter, which every side seems to be getting. That's just normal. For air, we have a brand new Eurofighter Typhoon, which I am assuming will be available if you choose the Euro deck, and will be shareable to all. We have the Harrier line, which we had in the Airland Battle. Harrier 7, for some reason, I believe is new. Pretty sure it's new. We have our Jaguar line, which was old and M-closed, and we have other Harriers. I love these Harriers. It's feeling kind of new. The Tornado line, old, and this could be a new Tornado, the Great 105. Actually, no, I don't think that's new. I'm pretty sure that's an old one. I can remember this designation here. And into our Marine section. So obviously we have our Infantry, or HQ section, and they can be deployed in 2 vehicles. Oh my god, that one can go over water? That's crazy. We have our Rover Command and their Command. They can just travel over water. They won't be in the ocean. Now here's the big bad boy. Oh my god. I can't even scroll out enough. So this is our frigate. It's a command ship. And note just how much firepower this bad boy has. In the actual game, you'll be rallying out 3 or 4 of these just to deal damage to the enemy. They're very powerful. We have our Stalwart again, kind of boring. Our Stormer, we've seen this. Various Fusiliers can be deployed in the ocean. That's cool. Our Scorpion, our Scimitar, our Striker, our Rabbit. These are all normal vehicles. Nothing special here. Ferret, of course, is new. It's cool that it's in this section. And, you know, there's a nice amount of stuff that you can throw in here. Now, one nice thing with this Marine thing is that you can actually, if you want more infantry than max infantry, you can grab more here. It's totally cool. Oh look, it's a special sea helicopter with the Sea Skua. With AGMs. Air-to-ground anti-tank missiles. So it's a few more Milans, paratroopers. You know, I was really expecting more ships, truthfully, from the British, seeing as they're the British. Oh god, he has the Sea Eagle. The Sea Eagle. It's a Raider-based weapon, and unfortunately, it looks like the British actually only have 1 ship. So unfortunate for the British, but they do have a lot of deployment options for once you have your position. These ships here, this is enough. They're really powerful. They're really powerful. They are absolute juggernauts. If you sail with a fleet of these things, you can capture a sea point and destroy everyone inside. Just look at these loadouts here. Anyway, my name is Trailmaker. That was the British units. Stay tuned. I have lots more coming.